Three stories. Two are completely false. One is 100% real. Can you guess which one is true?
Be careful. Some of these stories sound incredibly convincing, Shu, but science will prove them wrong.
Hey everyone, welcome to True or Trick, the show where we test your instincts and challenge what you think you know. I'm Julian, and this is Riley, and today we've got three unbelievable stories for you.
Will you be able to separate fact from fiction? Stick around until the end to see if you guessed right. In 1959, the small town of Deering, Alaska, home to nearly 1,200 people, simply disappeared overnight. A traveling supply truck arrived one morning to find the entire town abandoned, houses standing untouched, meals half-eaten on tables, but no people anywhere. Search teams scoured the surrounding forests and rivers, but no signs of struggle, mass evacuation, or foul play were found. Personal belongings, even pets, were left behind. The strangest part? The town's radio station was still broadcasting static when investigators arrived. Some theorized a mass abduction, while others suggested a natural disaster that left no traces. However, no seismic activity, extreme weather, or radiation spikes were recorded. Decades later, satellite images showed no evidence of the town's former location. It was as if Deering had never existed. While skeptics call it a hoax, conspiracy theorists insist that something unnatural happened that night.
On December 24, 1971, 14-year-old Keith Stapsford snuck into the wheel well of a Tokyo-bound plane at Sydney Airport, hoping for an adventure. Unaware of the dangers, he hid inside the undercarriage, thinking he could reach Japan for free. As the plane took off, the landing gear retracted, trapping Keith inside a freezing, oxygen-deprived space. The temperature dropped to 50 degrees, 58 degrees, and at 35,000 feet, the pressure was unbearable. 17 hours later, as the plane approached its descent, the landing gear compartment opened and Keith fell from the sky. His body plummeted over 200 feet, crashing onto the runway at Manila Airport. The unbelievable part, he survived. Witnesses saw him moving before paramedics arrived. And against all odds, Keith regained consciousness in the hospital days later. Though he suffered multiple fractures and internal injuries, doctors were baffled by his miraculous survival.
In 2003, a group of construction workers in New Orleans discovered a time capsule buried under an old church. Inside, they expected relics from the past, but what they found defied explanation. The capsule contained newspaper clippings from 2035, a smartphone-like device with no known manufacturer, and blueprints for a technology that doesn't exist yet. The most disturbing item? A letter written in 1922 describing future events with eerie accuracy, including Hurricane Katrina, which wouldn't happen for another 2 years. Government officials quickly confiscated the capsule, declaring it a hoax, but workers who saw the contents insist it was real, claiming they were threatened into silence. Some believe the capsule proves time travelers exist, while skeptics argue it was an elaborate prank. To this day, no one knows what truly happened to the New Orleans time capsule.
So, which one do you think is true? Drop your guess in the comments before I reveal the answer.
And that's another episode of Truth or Trick. 3 unbelievable stories, 2 were false, and only 1 was 100% real. Did you get it right? Story number 1, false. The tale of the vanishing town of Deering, Alaska, totally made up. While there are real stories of ghost towns abandoned due to disasters or economic collapse, No town has ever mysteriously disappeared overnight without a trace. It's a great urban legend, but not reality. Story trick or two? True. However, the story of Keith Sapsford, the boy who fell from an airplane and survived, that's 100% real. His case remains one of the rarest instances of someone enduring such a fall. Scientists believe that the extreme cold may have slowed his metabolism, preventing fatal trauma. But let's be clear, this was a miracle, not something anyone could survive under normal circumstances. Story number 3. False. And finally, the mysterious time capsule from the future. Nice try, but totally fiction. While there are countless historical time capsules and even a few hoaxes involving future artifacts, no credible evidence suggests a time capsule has ever contained technology or news from a future era. So, unless time travelers left us a secret message, this one's just a trick. And that's it for today's episode. 3 unbelievable stories. 2 were completely made up, and 1 was 100% real. Did you guess correctly? Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and other times a well-told lie can sound incredibly convincing, but that's why we're here, to challenge your instincts, test your logic, and keep you on your toes. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending stories, and let us know in the comments which story fooled you the most. See you next time for another round of True or Trick. Until then, stay curious,